Hi everyone, welcome back again to my YouTube channel. My name is Osareme, and in today's video I am going to show you guys how I went about the making of this beautiful bubu kaftan with a crisscross neckline. It's actually very simple. After I was done making this, I actually noticed a tip that I'm going to be sharing with you guys as to how to go about the cross neckline, because this was my first time making it and I actually noticed that after I was done. So if this is something you're interested in, keep on watching and let us get started. For the making of this blouse, you can use any fabric of your choice. What I'm using here is a satin fabric, and I have about 3 yards of fabric. Now, the amount of fabric you will get depends on how long you want your bubu to be, okay? This is a short one, and I'm using 3 yards. So it means that if you're making a longer version, you might need up to 4 yards or even more. So guys, once you've gotten your fabric, you're going to go ahead and iron some part of it before you start cutting. So I'm going to be cutting directly on my fabric. I have some part of it folded into two, and what I'm going to be cutting out first now is the back. So now to cut out the back piece, on the folded edge here, I'm going to go in by 3 inches for my neck width and then come down by about 1.5 inches for my neck depth, and I'm just going to try and connect a round neckline. Now we are drafting the back just like the way you would draft your normal bubu kaftan, okay? So now from the center fold again, I went in by half of my shoulder measurement. Now, from this half of my shoulder measurement, I'm going to measure the sleeve. So I'm marking 11 inches from the second point I made there. Okay, so I marked 11 inches down here. Now, this is because I'm going to be cutting the sleeve along with the shoulders. Okay, so now once you're through with this, you're going to come down a little bit and you're going to divide the biggest part of your body into 4. For me, it is my hip. So my hip measurement divided by 4, I marked it right here. But I'm going to be adding an extra 4 inches for ease because this is a bubu kaftan, all right? So now once you're through with that, you're going to come down to this sleeve measurement and mark about 10 inches down. Okay, so this is going to be the width of your sleeve. So I'm going to go ahead now and use my ruler to just connect it straight, just like you see me doing like this. So once you're through with this, you're going to connect a line to meet the side. So from the sleeve all the way to the side that you marked earlier, all right? So now this side measurement, I'm just going to measure it and just mark it on several points on my pattern, just so I'm able to get a straight line for the side. Remember, because this is a bubu, we added ease so that it will be free when we put it on, okay? Now the next thing you want to do is from the shoulder, you're going to measure the length you want the whole bubu to be, which I have marked. I noticed that it was outside of the camera, all right? So once you're through with that, I'm just going ahead to pin down my pieces so that it doesn't move while I'm cutting. So I've gone ahead to cut out the neckline, and I'm going to cut out this shoulder area as well. Remember, we cut the sleeve along with the shoulders, all right? Now, once you're through with that, you're just going to go ahead and cut out the side as well. We are going to be using this back pattern to cut out the front. To cut out your front pattern, you will need to fold your fabric into 2 as well. But this case, you need the front to be very long. So you can see the fabric I folded here is very long. Okay. So once you folded it and you have like a lot of length in front, go ahead and place your fabric, your back pieces like I have done here. So place the back piece like this. Make sure that you have a lot of excess in front of the center back. I really hope you understand. Place it in a way that the excess that you're having on the front pattern is going to be on the area where you have the center back, okay? So once you've done this, go ahead and pin it down. So I'm done pinning it down now, and you'll notice the excess is not on the sleeve area. The excess you will have should be on the area where you have the center back, okay? So once you've done this, make sure that you align the back pattern perfectly on the pieces that you've cut out for the front. So once you're through with this, we are going to go ahead now and cut out the front pattern. So now the first thing I want to do is to determine the point where we are going to be having our twists. So for this, I am going to place my tape on the shoulder and I'm going to measure down to 15 inches. That was what I used here. But I actually wish I went up a little bit just so my bust area is not showing at all, okay, just to have a better coverage. But 15 inches was what I used for this. So this is where I'm going to be having the extra length for the twist in front. So now after doing this, I'm just marking the neck width of the back into the front, And after that, from there, I just used my tape to create a V neckline for like the front neckline. So I came down by 9 inches for that. So now I'm going to connect the both points with my curve to give me like a V neckline for the front pattern. Now note that we are drafting out the neckline for the front pattern, okay? So I took the back pattern away. So guys, now that I'm through with that, I just want to extend this twist line that we marked earlier a little bit so that I can connect this neckline to meet it with a curve, okay? So just curve your neckline that is coming from the top all the way down to meet this point here like this. I really hope you guys understand what I'm trying to explain. Now, the process of going about this is actually very similar to how you go about cutting out a wrap dress, a wrap top, okay? So this one's aim is just for you to have like a long extension in front as well that you're going to twist all the way back up to the neckline, unlike your normal wrap top that you just twist around your waists. I hope that didn't even confuse you guys more. But anyways, this is what I'm talking about. So now the extension here, I'm going to just mark it again, continue marking it so that I can determine how long I want this extension of the front to be. So it's kind of like you can see, let me turn it over. Okay, so I really hope you guys understand. So from here, I'm going to measure the length that I want the extension for the front to be. Now, another thing I noticed after making this was that if it is too long in front, the twist that you get when you're done with everything will be saggy. Okay, so you just need it to be long enough to go all the way through your neckline. So for this one that we came down by 15 inches earlier as the length for our twist, where our twist is going to start from, if you use something like 15 inches, your length for this excess hair should be about 25 inches. Trust me, when you're done making it, you'll notice that it stays firmly. So for this one, I just did a very long one. I added a very long length, and that's the reason why my twist was saggy by the time I was done. It was not like staying very firm. That is it. So for something like this, where we came down by 15 inches earlier for the length of our twist, all right, you should not use anything more than 25 inches. If you came down by like maybe 20 inches for the length of your twist, then you can use like 30 inches for the excess in front. I really hope you guys understand. So once you've gotten that excess in front, just go ahead and trim off the side exactly as it is on the back pattern into the front and the shoulder as well. So once you're through with that, the side of the front and the back is exactly the same thing. The only difference is the center front, where we are just adding an excess length to the front. So once you're through with that, you're basically done cutting it out. I just want to take this to the floor because this is actually quite long and show you guys what it looks like and what it should look like when you're done. So this is what I'm trying to explain. So this is the back pattern here, right? And then this one with the extension is obviously the front. Okay, this is where we are going to be twisting back to the neckline. Okay, you can see the side is exactly the same thing. So the difference between the front and the back is just this extension that we have in front. So with that being explained, now we're going to go ahead and start sewing. So I just want you guys to know this. Do not allow the front of the thing that you intend to twist in front to be too long. If it is too long, it is going to be saggy. So now I'm going to be joining the front and the back pieces together, right sides facing each other. And remember that the shoulder, the sides of the front and the back pieces are exactly the same thing. The only difference is in the center front where we have the extension. So I'm just pinning the shoulders down. So I'm going to do the exact same thing for the other side as well. This is actually very simple. It's just the exact same way you make your normal wrap top, right? So just join the shoulders first. And then after that, I'm going to fold the armhole and then join the sides. So the shoulders, fold the sleeve area, and then join the sides, okay? So I'll do the same thing for the other side as well. So guys, this is it. This is what it looks like after I was done. So I've joined the sides, as you can see, and joined the shoulders. So it's actually like very simple. So now this is what it is looking like, all right? So you can see all of the excesses we have now is just like a bunch of fabric here at the center front. So what I'm going to do with this is I'm just going to go ahead and join the pieces together, okay? So I'm going to pick these two pieces, right sides facing each other like this. Okay, so I'm going to just turn the wrong side. So this is it, right sides facing each other. I'm not doing any twisting here yet. I'm just going to stitch down the two pieces together at the center. So I'm just placing them right sides facing each other, and I'll just go over to the sewing machine and just make a straight stitch to join the two of them together. I am not doing any twist yet, just on the wrong side and join them together. Alright guys, I have joined both pieces together and I've gone ahead to iron my seam open. So this is what it looks like. Okay, so now this is it. So what you have to do now is open it up like this to face you, and then turn everything together like this. Fold it into two like a collar. All right, so once you folded it into two like a collar like this, you are going to go ahead and just make a twist once. Okay, let me explain again. Fold into two like this. Once you're done making your stitch, fold into two and then just go ahead and make a twist once. Okay, so once you've made this twist once, you're just going to align the center of your twist here where you had that joining with the center back of your blouse. Okay, so now here, because I had a joining at the center back of my blouse, it's actually very easy to just spot the center. If you do not have a joining, you just need to go ahead and make a notch there. So I just placed them together like this, so you can see the twist is already going on there. So basically what you have to do now is to just continue to pin the collar around the neckline. So the excess you left in front earlier is actually just going to serve like a collar that would twist in front, go all the way to the back of the blouse, and then come back to the front. So I hope you guys understand what I said, that if it's too long, it's going to be saggy. You just have excess at the area where the twist is, and it should not just be falling and looking weird. Okay, so that's why you should not make this area too long. So just go ahead and pin it down. When you go over to the sewing machine to stitch this down, you will notice that as you're sewing, as you're getting closer to the twist, you will not be able to actually sew again. So you're just going to sew all the way around until you get to the point where your machine can no longer sew, and then you stop. So I'm just going ahead to just pin this down, but on the sewing machine, I'm just going to stop wherever my machine stops sewing. So I'm going to go ahead and stitch this all the way around. Okay, so guys, after I was done making that stitch, this is what I had. All right, you can see the twist is actually going on here, and if you're done with this, all you have to do is to just weave the rough areas where you join the pieces together. Okay, and then another thing I went ahead to do was to finish up the rough edges on the other side here. So I just folded all the way around, as you can see, and that was basically it. Okay, so like I said before, if I was to make this again, I will not make the neckline so deep, so that you will not need a camisole to wear this. You want it to be you want to be able to wear it without actually having a camisole on. I don't know if you guys understand. Yeah guys, that's basically all for the making of this blouse. I hope you guys actually find the tutorial helpful. Let me know in the comment section what you think about it, and I will definitely be seeing you guys in my next one. Bye.